why most people won't understand your goals or habits, and why that's a good thing. Now, have you ever had like a goal that you really set yourself to? People try and almost regulate you back into these normal habits, like these normal things, right? For me, and I'm going to further explain a story as to, why it is a good thing and why you should ignore the normal regulations that people try to put you under. So a good example is this, you have this New Year resolution, you're trying to get in shape. You're not even a weekend, it's still the holidays, and people are trying to conform you to go out and eat, to still show up at family events, and do these certain things that damn well you're going to have to make sacrifices on. And I'm here to tell you, why is that a good thing? And I can relate to this back when I did my own fitness transformation. So just for some context, my name is Dakari. I'm a full-time fitness coach, and I'm here to help you guys just to have clarity and have someone that you can look up to and, have as a friend along your own journey in this thing called life. No one's here by chance. I think all of us have purpose, and I just want to sit down and talk with you and, well, have you guys get to know me and me get to know you. So when it comes down to it, it all started when I was about 14 to 16 years old. Growing up, I was always a heavy kid. I was always a fat kid. I was always the weird kid. Always got picked on. I got bullied a lot. I didn't like it. I made change about it, and I lost a lot of weight. Now, when it comes to the story that I want to just share with you guys in relation to the topic, it really has everything to do with what I had to do in order to get to where I wanted to be. And to understand that, you also need to understand this. The people that you surround yourself with, they don't have those goals that you have. And it's not even just in relation to fitness. This could be in relation into your business. This could be in relation to almost anything that you know that you're going to have to do. And most people are going to try and talk you out of that. And it's not because that they don't love you. It has everything to do with because they love you. And now going back as to what exactly that means, back to when I was 14, I tried countless of diets before I finally made my transformation, taking the right path. I got dogs in the back in case you can't hear them, or you can hear them. It all started before I was 14. I tried countless of diets. I tried to do countless of things to try and lose weight. And most people would try and conform me back to being normal, telling me you don't have to diet, you don't have to do these things. And I knew damn well it is what I had to do. It's what I had to do to take the path that I needed to get on to lose the weight I wanted to lose. Now, by the time I hit 14 and I actually did it right, and I hit a lot of trials and errors before that, it was once when I was 14 where I finally got quote unquote locked in, and I was able to persevere through the things and the temptations to get to where I wanted to be. I went from 215 pounds overweight at 5'4" to 5'7". I grew a couple inches, still a short king by all means, and I lost weight, dropped down to 138, 135 about. And when it comes down to just the things that I had to go through, I have one in particular story that I just love to share. So relating this to my friend Timon, I was really close with during middle school. I met him at a middle school orientation, and this is obviously before I started taking my diet seriously and whatnot. And I remember one time we started hanging out again, but this time I'm really serious about my diet, and we go to a Wendy's. We had a couple of friends that worked there. We were just going to go stop and say hi. We're going to grab some food, and we go to this Wendy's. He's ordering his food, and he even offers to buy me food. And he goes, would you like something to eat? And I tell him I can't eat that, because if I have to do these certain things to get to the end goal, I have to do those things. And he tried to talk me out of it. And the reality is, well, he doesn't want to do what I want to do. And when it boils down to what it was exactly that I needed to do, I couldn't do those things. But the thing and the issue is, normal people or average people are not going to understand why you have to do those things, because they don't have that same purpose or driven mission. Now, what I'm telling you is whatever that you're going on in your life, people are going to tear you down. People are going to try and conform you to these normal things, but that's exactly why you don't want to do these normal things, is because you have purpose for a higher purpose, a higher mission. Now, I told my friend time and time again, I can't eat these things. And obviously that wasn't the first time that I actually stood my ground, stayed solid, and I didn't do or conform to what people tried to put me under. But it was countless at times. I would weigh my food out to properly and accurately count my calories to achieve this goal that I had. My parents didn't really understand that. Growing up, I'm weighing out peanut butter. They think I'm mentally ill and I have like an eating disorder. And it's just like, yo, I gotta count my calories. And they don't know. They think I have an eating disorder. They thought it was unhealthy. It wasn't until I ended up losing 80 pounds, where they finally really understood why I did those things. It would have been a lot, they probably did a lot sooner, but sake of the point, it wasn't until the end of my transformation where they finally were like, wow, that's why he did those things. Now, why is this a good thing? It has to do everything with the impact that your goals are going to make on people. Because if it weren't for me losing like my weight in the 80 pounds, not only wouldn't I have been able to help countless of people to this day, me as a coach, but there's a lot of other things that I wouldn't have been able to do because I am in shape. You know, my social awkwardness went completely away. My confidence went up. Like, I actually felt like myself. When I was out of shape, I was an asshole. Like, I fucking hated it. I hated being out of shape. I hated not feeling like myself every single day. Waking up in the mirror first thing, getting ready for the day, having to shower, and I wake up and I look at that fucking mirror. I hated that. I hated that. And I hated it not just because of how I felt, but because I loved my family enough to know this is not what I want to do. And it's a good thing because it is very beautiful when you do have to go through these temptations of these people trying to bring you back down to average. And then when you finally persevere through it and you hit that goal, they understand why. And you know the best part is, especially if you struggle with this, they'll trust you. They'll try and tell you, you can't do that. You should do this. And the reality is, if you aspire to be above average, bro, you're not going to do average things. Like, you're not going to eat certain types of foods. You're not going to just work 40 hours a week and call it enough. You're not going to do certain things that certain people do because that's average. But if you want to make it to a higher extent in life, because that's the standard that you hold for yourself, all that you need to trust is your intuition, and most importantly, this guy right here. In case you haven't noticed, yes, this is charging. It was about to die. But it's a good thing because you make impact on your family. You make impact on your own life. You make impact on people you didn't even know that you would meet or know. And it's beautiful. And it's like, continue to persevere through those things and treat this as a sign that, just because people make you seem like you're in the wrong, even though you're not doing anything wrong, because reality is, when I was a kid, what's wrong with me counting my calories? What's wrong with me wanting to make healthier options and knowing what I'm putting in my body? Nothing's wrong with that. There are kids my age that were drinking or smoking pot. Like, reality is, I was doing a lot better than most kids my age because I actually had a dream, I had a goal, and I met that goal. But it took so much time for people to not understand that until I finally hit it. Now, whether you're working on that business, you're trying that new side hustle, you're working 80, 90 hours a week and you stumble upon this video, or maybe you're streaming, whatever that it is, and people are trying to get you out of that and they're trying to kick you off of the momentum that you got. You got to keep going, but do it the right way. And what that means is do it with strategy, make sure that it's working, and most importantly, keep going. Just keep pushing. You got to keep moving forward. Because if I hadn't gotten over those things when I was 14 to 16 years old, I wouldn't have competed in 3 bodybuilding shows as a natural teenager. I'm still natural till this day. I wouldn't have done a lot of the things that I've done if it weren't for me ignoring the things that people told me to do that even keep them average. Because if you're watching this video, you're not average. If you've made it this far, knowing damn well that, I don't know if this video will get a lot of views, but I know damn well if you've watched this far, you're not average. You're not average. And I am grateful to be a part of the journey that you are on when it comes to whatever goals that you're putting your mind to, because I would love to help you. Now, I want to end the video there. I just would very much appreciate just comment, like, subscribe, anything that is just going to help build the channel, help more people. Check the description below. I do offer one-on-one coaching to help you get into the best shape of your life, to the best pinnacle that I possibly can. I love helping people with this stuff because I've gone through the struggles, seen people go through the struggles, and I want to keep helping people. I've helped a lot of people, and I'd love for you to be one of them. But anything other than that, my name is Dakari. I hope you have a blessed day.